Terry Rozier's NBA career may have ended yesterday. While the sports world is just waking up to the news of the Miami Heat guard's arrest on October 24, 2025, we've already got the initial federal press release. The common belief right now is that this is just another Jontay Porter situation. Everyone assumes Rozier got caught betting on games, maybe even involving the Heat, and that he's facing a simple league suspension. But the reality is that the betting is the least of his problems. This isn't just an NBA integrity issue that Adam Silver will handle. This is a federal criminal case, and the charges are infinitely more serious. The expectation is a suspension. The reality is potential prison time. This story is moving fast, and the surface-level reports are missing the entire point. So we're going to answer the 3 key questions you need to know. First, what exactly is the career-ending charge that elevates this beyond a simple betting scandal? Second, why did the FBI, not just the NBA league office, handle this arrest? And third, how does this alleged criminal operation, combined with the new Jontay Porter precedent, completely seal his fate? To get you those answers, we've dug into the Department of Justice press release. We've pulled the specific critical clauses from the NBA's collective bargaining agreement, and we are mapping out the Miami Heat's brutal, multi-million-dollar financial crisis that starts today. The story you think you know is just the cover. The first thing everyone is getting wrong this morning is the headline. This is not a betting scandal. This is a money laundering scandal that just happens to involve sports betting. The distinction is critical. When a player bets on games, the NBA league office investigates. They gather evidence, they determine if the integrity of the game was compromised, and Adam Silver issues a punishment, like he did with Jontay Porter. That's a sports problem. But that is not what happened here. The person knocking on Terry Rozier's door yesterday wasn't from the NBA. It was the FBI. And the FBI doesn't get involved in who you picked on DraftKings. The FBI gets involved when you are suspected of committing federal financial crimes. According to the initial press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, dated October 24, 2025, Rozier wasn't just charged with placing bets. He has been charged under Title 18, U.S. Code Section 1956. That is conspiracy to commit money laundering. This is the charge that ends his career. In simple terms, money laundering is the process of taking dirty money, cash earned from illegal activities like an illegal offshore bookmaking ring, and making it look clean by running it through legitimate businesses or bank accounts. It's a foundational crime for organized criminal enterprises. The federal government prosecutes this aggressively because it's how they dismantle those enterprises. The betting operation was just the source of the dirty money. The alleged crime that Rozier is charged with is helping to wash it. This is why the FBI, not Adam Silver, was the one making the arrest. Rozier isn't just accused of breaking a league rule, he's accused of breaking federal law, and that changes everything. So, if this is really about money laundering, how was a high-profile NBA player with a $19 million salary allegedly involved? The answer, based on the early reports from federal authorities, is why this is so much worse than just betting. The government isn't arguing that Rozier was just a client of this illegal betting ring. The core of the indictment, which will likely be unsealed later this week, is that he is allegedly a facilitator. He is accused of using his high-status, high-income profile as a tool to wash the illegal proceeds for the entire operation. Think about it this way. An illegal bookie might take in hundreds of thousands or even millions in illicit cash bets. They can't just walk into a bank and deposit that. The bank is required by law to report large cash transactions. So the bookie needs a way to get that money into the legal financial system. This is where the feds allege Rozier came in. He has large, legitimate streams of income. He has NBA paychecks, endorsement deals, and investments. His accounts are supposed to have millions of dollars floating through them. The alleged allegation is that Rozier would act as an intermediary, a smurf on a massive scale. He would allegedly accept the dirty cash from the betting ring and then, through a series of complex transactions, wire his own clean money or money that looked clean coming from his accounts to offshore accounts controlled by the bookmakers, all while taking a significant fee for the service. This isn't about him having a gambling problem. This is about him being allegedly the bank for a criminal operation. He wasn't just in the betting ring. Federal prosecutors are arguing he was a critical piece of its financial engine, helping to move and legitimize their illegal profits. As soon as this news broke, everyone on social media screamed, "Jontay Porter." And that's a fair comparison, but it's one that spells disaster for Terry Rozier. Let's look at what that precedent actually means. Back in April 2024, Adam Silver banned Jontay Porter from the NBA for life. What did Porter do? He disclosed confidential information about his own health to bettors, he limited his own participation in a game to influence prop bets, and he bet on NBA games himself. In his statement on April 17, 2024, Adam Silver called this the cardinal sin and said protecting the integrity of the game was the NBA's highest priority. That lifetime ban was the absolute hammer. It was meant to be the ultimate deterrent. Now, let's compare that to Rozier's situation. Jontay Porter's actions were a massive violation of league rules. They struck at the very heart of the NBA's integrity, but they were not federal crimes. Porter wasn't arrested by the FBI. Rozier was. Rozier is facing federal charges for conspiracy to commit money laundering, a crime that carries a potential sentence of up to 20 years in prison. Adam Silver's hands are now completely tied. If the cardinal sin of betting on the league gets you a lifetime ban, what is the punishment for allegedly being a financial facilitator for an illegal criminal enterprise that profits from that betting? Adam Silver has no choice. He has to act faster and harder than he did with Porter. The Jontay Porter case set the floor at punishment at a lifetime ban. Rozier's alleged crimes are exponentially worse, meaning a lifetime ban is now the starting point for the NBA's internal investigation, not the end. But what about the Miami Heat? While the legal case unfolds over the next year or 2 years, Pat Riley and the front office have a massive, multi-million-dollar disaster on their hands right now, today. Terry Rozier is on the books for $19.8 million this 2025-26 season. That is a huge number. The Heat are already dancing dangerously close to the NBA's second tax apron, which severely limits their ability to make trades or sign players. And now nearly $20 million of their cap space is allocated to a player who is, for all intents and purposes, gone. What are their options? They can't just cut him. If they waive Rozier, that $20 million stays on their books as dead cap, crippling them. They certainly can't trade him. No team in the league will touch a player who is facing federal money laundering charges. Their only hope is a very specific, very niche part of the collective bargaining agreement. It's Article 11, Section 6. It's often called the force majeure clause. It's a legal tool that can, in rare circumstances, void a player's contract. It covers situations where a player fails, neglects, or refuses to render his services due to reasons outside the team's control. An arrest and potential conviction for a federal felony is the textbook example. The Miami Heat's lawyers are right now preparing a case to take to an arbitrator. They will argue that Rozier's alleged criminal activity constitutes a material breach of his contract, allowing them to void it entirely and wipe that $20 million off their salary cap. The entire future of the Miami Heat season and their flexibility for the next few years now depends on their lawyers successfully winning that argument. If they fail, they are stuck paying nearly $20 million to a player who may never step on an NBA court again. But that arbitration process and the federal trial will take months, if not years. The Heat need a solution for their roster now, and Adam Silver has to act now. So what happens today? This is where the league's unilateral power comes in. The NBA does not have to wait for the federal government. They don't have to wait for a guilty verdict. All Adam Silver needs is Article 35 of the CBA, titled Conduct, specifically Section H, Conduct Detrimental to the NBA. This clause gives the commissioner the absolute right to suspend a player for a definite or indefinite period for any act that he decides is detrimental to the best interests of the association. The official NBA statement from yesterday, October 24, was intentionally vague. It said something like, "We are aware of the reports regarding Terry Rozier and are in the process of gathering more information. We are cooperating fully with federal authorities." This is just legal PR. It's designed to say nothing while the real moves are made behind the scenes. That gathering information process is the NBA formally notifying Rozier and the Players Association that they are invoking Article 35. You can expect an announcement by the end of the day or maybe by Monday at the most, placing Terry Rozier on indefinite suspension without pay pending the outcome of both the federal criminal case and the league's own internal investigation.
For all practical purposes, his 2025-26 season is over, effective immediately. If you ever want to know the real story behind a scandal, never just read the first press release. You have to compare all the official statements side by side. Let's do that right now. First, you have the Miami Heat statement. It was short and to the point. We are aware of the reports concerning Terry Rozier. We will have no further comment at this time. This is standard legal protection. They are distancing themselves from the player and protecting their own legal and financial interests, specifically their force majeure claim. Second, you have the NBA statement. We are aware of the situation and are cooperating fully with federal authorities. The key phrase here is cooperating with. This is the NBA's way of telling you that they are not the ones in charge of this investigation. They are reacting to the federal government. Then you have the most important document, the Department of Justice press release. It doesn't say we are aware. It says Terry Rozier III has been charged with conspiracy to commit money laundering
in connection with Operation, whatever they call it, a multi-state investigation into illegal sports wagering and financial crimes. The FBI names the charges. The NBA and the Heat are just reacting to the shrapnel. The NBA is trying to control the narrative of a sports integrity problem. The FBI is building a case about a federal criminal conspiracy. Do not confuse the two. One is about brand management. The other is about federal prison. So let's reset. The common belief is that Terry Rozier got caught betting on games, just like Jontay Porter. The reality is that he has been arrested and charged by the FBI with conspiracy to commit money laundering. This federal charge, Title 18, Section 1956, is the career-ending blow, suggesting he wasn't just a bettor, but a financial facilitator for an organized criminal ring. We've seen how the Jontay Porter precedent now makes a lifetime ban the absolute baseline for what Adam Silver will do. The commissioner can and will use the conduct detrimental clause to suspend him indefinitely today. And we've seen how this leaves the Miami Heat in absolute cap hell, desperately needing to win a force majeure arbitration case just to void his $19.8 million salary and save their season. This isn't just the biggest sports scandal of the year. It's one of the most significant federal criminal cases to ever involve an active NBA player at this salary level. The story you're reading on Twitter is not the real story. The real story is just beginning. And it's happening in a federal courtroom, not on a basketball court. This entire operation, from the alleged crime to the financial fallout, highlights the massive, often hidden legal and financial machinery that runs underneath the league. To understand the rest of that playbook, how contracts are voided, how suspensions are arbitrated, and how teams manage disasters, you need to watch our Locker Room Confidential playlist. It breaks down the CBA and the money. It's the essential next step.